So it all boils down to this, folks. One game to rule it all. One game to sort out Lancashire. Absolutely. Can we get it right this time around Saturday down at Turfmoor? Let's talk about it. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to the six-fingered freakazoids. It is banjo-playing weirdos. Burnley taking on, of course, the pride of Lancashire, Blackburn Rovers, as we try to get us back into the spotlight, into the right frame of mind, heading in to what is looking forward to it. A bit of a break, that's right. International break right around the corner, but the biggest game of the championship season coming at you this weekend in Lancashire. We'll get into all of that in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, a smash at the old subscribe, boys and girls. So, of course, we haven't scored a goal in what, five matches against Burnley. Is this the weekend? Well, we'll find out in a minute. But before all that, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. Alrighty then, let's talk about it. It is Blackburn going to Burnley, of course. All eyes on this one on Saturday. We will be here for the watch-along, so let's get in amongst it. They have played 15 times since the year 2000. Burnley do have the edge now. 6 wins to our 5, 4 draws between the two sides. Burnley, though, coming into this on 42% form for them right now. That's stretching back into pre-season, but they do come into this currently on the back of a defeat. They do have to play Wolves in the Cup, so that might be a win. It might be another defeat. Who knows? Rovers, though, also coming into this on the back of a defeat, losing hot off the press to Blackpool. They're on 75% form for them at the moment. Now, our biggest win over Burnley was a 5-0 win. Their biggest win over us was a 3-0 win. In fact, we have scored more goals than they have as well, 17 to their 16, averaging 1.13 goals a game on average. Burnley picking up 1.07 goals on average. Let's take a look at those last 6, though. It's not pretty reading for Rovers. Now, this is at all venues, of course, including Ewood Park. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins on the bounce for Burnley. We have to sort this out. But there is light at the end of the tunnel for Rovers, as we'll talk about that in a minute. That's the last 6, both home and away. But the last 6 at Turfmoor is a little bit greener. It has been back-to-back losses for Rovers, and it's actually been back-to-back goalless affairs for them. We've not scored in the last 2 games at Turfmoor. But if you turn the clock back a little bit more towards the back end of this graphic here, prior to the last 2, we were unbeaten against them for a long time. Let's get those glory years back. If you want to look at it back over the last 10, here you go. And again, in all fixtures and all venues, it has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins on the bounce for Burnley in all venues. Yeah, Rovers have got a few results under the locker, stretching back to 2013. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at the values then. Of course, look at the value of Burnley right now. Take a snapshot, take a selfie, because that's likely to fluctuate between now and kickoff with a lot of names coming in and coming out. It is a who's who right now. It really is. I have never seen a mass exodus than I am at the moment at any club. Burnley's, even when you ask a Burnley faithful who's going to be in the starting 11, they have no clue. They really don't have a clue. There could be ins, there could be outs, there could be shake it all about. But 190 million euros is what the squad is valued at, compared to Rovers' 41.06. They have a better e-market value than us, so their average age is much younger than ours. They have more national team players, more youth players, more foreigners, etc., etc. Let's take a look then at the coaches under the spotlight, quite similar of age and quite similar points per match ratio. In fact, Eustace has a slight advantage to that of Scotty Parker, 1.49 points per match compared to the 1.47 of that of Scotty Parker. Scotty Parker, though, his record against Rovers is near along flawless. He has got a defeat, though, in his record against Rovers. Meanwhile, John Eustace's record against Burnley is actually pretty, it's not too shabby. Drew 1, lost 1, so not great. He has yet to beat Burnley and hoping to change that. Imagine if he does, he can have a statue and everything. Let's take a look at, now this is where it gets weird, Burnley squad. They've got these 3 goalkeepers as of right now. The rumour is they might lose James Trafford. They might bring in another one. I have no idea. So when I've gone for a starting 11 here, and we'll see in a minute. So I bear that in mind. Then, of course, you look at the defenders. Of course, Darragh O'Shea is listed on this graphic. He is no longer there. There's also potential rumours of some other, I think Al Dakil leaving as well. So not too sure who will be at the back. It's a question mark. But moving into midfield, there's now rumours of Brownhill leaving potentially. Don't know about Manuel Benson. Is he still here? Luca Colshosho. He could be off to Wolves. Then I see Mike Tresser also linked outwards. And then up top, Lau Foster, hot off the press, could be out here. Ziggy Amudini also could be out. Wout Weghorst. There's could be another 7 players or so. And the rest could be out the door by kickoff. So, this is the current state of affairs. These are the players that have left. There is, Al Dakal have gone to Stuttgart there. Darragh O'Shea's gone to Ipswich. Michael Obafemi's gone to Plymouth. Goodmanson's gone somewhere down in the Middle East there. Anas Saruri's gone to Lens. Wilson O'Dare's gone to Spurs. Scotty Twine gone to Bristol City. And then the rest of the gang there. And then, of course, the players coming in. We've seen Joe Worrell coming in. He'll probably start. Bashir Humphreys coming in as well. João Mendes from Barcelona. Is that the Ronaldinho's kid? Etienne Green might be between the sticks. It is a mystery. In fact, this is what I've gone for. Hey, I've put players in here that might have not even signed officially. I've got Etienne Green between the sticks. Lucas Perez, Maxime Esteve, Joe Worrell, Connor Roberts, Hududu Dindi on the left-hand side, Melsbury in the middle alongside Hanno and Masango. Vitinho on the right. Lyle Foster, I put him in there, but I've just read he could be off to Ipswich. Jay Rodriguez to lead the line. Who bloody knows? Meanwhile, though, let's take a look at the Rovers squad then. Of course, question marks about our number 1. I don't know. I've put a mystery guest in our goalkeeping position heading into this one, but that's just more hopeful thinking. And even if we are to get a new number 1, will he be number 1 material for Saturday? It's a big ask. I know if Pears starts, we already got a handicap of -2, I would imagine. And then, of course, you look at the defenders. You got Danny Bath, Carl McFadden, a couple of veterans in there. Scotty Wharton's not available. It's going to be Dom Hyam. It's going to be Hayden Carter, and then you pick your fullbacks there. Then into midfield, it will be Travis. It will be Tronstad for sure. Then you got to build your attack around that. Do you start Oyuki Ohashi? Do you start Mac Gay? It needs a bit more depth. It does. Wyman's been good on cameos, Sigurdsson as well, Hedges, etc., etc. So these are the players coming in and coming out. We've lost Dylan Makinde. He's gone to Chesterfield. Sammy Smodic, 10.6 million euros. And then a lot of loanies and some stuff. Sam Gallagher going, Georgie Genk going, Samet Lilovic going, Leopard Walstead going. Players coming in. We got Mac Gay, Yuki Hashi, Danny Bath, Andreas Wyman. A couple of other little freebies, low-end transfers as well. Now, this is my lineup. There's a wild card straight off the bat, more hope than anything else. I've put Mark Travers in there. Yes, I have. On loan from Bournemouth. I'm hoping. It's nowhere near done. It's more than likely he's going to be in the other goalkeeper. He's going to be in Burnley's net, to be fair. But I put him in there more hope. And I hope that gets fixed pretty sharpish. Pickering on the left, Dom Hyam, Hayden Carter, Callum Britton have kind of picked himself as of right now. Travis Stronstad, that's the bite, it's the muscle, it's the grit, and hopefully something special in midfield there. Then we have Sigurdsson, Tyrese Hedges, and Mac Gay. I think that is our strongest 4 up there. You got Yuki Ashi's good, but I think he's more of a super sub. I think Wyman is also super sub as well. Buckley as well, game changer as well. We need, I think, a little bit more spice coming off from the bench. So that's my 11 there. Let's take a look then at the key players, the star men. And again, this can change. It can change very rapidly. James Trafford, 18 million euros. He's not listed in the starting 11 for me because I think he's going to go. He's probably going to go to Newcastle. He could even go to Southampton. I don't know. So that's him. Tyree Stolens is our star man. He needs to sign the contract. And then we can actually we can start building the club around him. What about the star players? Let's take a little look at them. The star man so far has actually been Haldaki for Burnley. Start between the sticks. Darragh O'Shea no longer there. Connor Roberts alongside him. Johan Goodmanson no longer there. CJ Egan Riley's up there. He actually might start because of that. And then the rest of the pack. As for Rovers, the star man for us, Sammy Smodic, he ain't there. Callum Britton, Hedges, Mac Gay, Travis Ohashi, and then the rest of the boys as well. 6.94 on average for Burnley, 6.94 on average for Rovers. They've scored 9, we've scored 8. We've conceded 5, they've conceded 2. averaging 2.7 goals a game for Rovers, 3 goals a game on average for Burnley heading into this one. On average, they have 49.7% possession, 49.3 possession for Rovers heading into this one. A couple of yellow cards as well. 2.7 yellow cards on average for Burnley, just 2 on average for Rovers. Let's take a look at some other stats then. When in attack, Burnley prefer the left to the right. And of course, when in possession, 44% of the time, that's in the middle third. Rovers also prefer the left to the right. 41% of the possession is also in the middle third for Rovers. Let's take a look at the shots. When Burnley are on attack, 20% of their shots are coming from the right-hand side, 12% down the left, and 54% of all shots are in the 18-yard box. Rovers, on the flip side, when they're in on the attack, just 11% on the left, 6% on the right, and 6% of all shots are coming in the 6-yard area with 31%. Long range bad boys. When, of course, receiving shots, 31% of the shots coming at you for Burnley, coming on their left-hand side. 49% are in the 18-yard box. Rovers, 32% on the left, 11% on the right, and 50% within the 18-yard box, just slightly more than that of Burnley. Now, when, of course, they're passing, on average, 404 passes per game for Burnley, 44 long balls and 9 crosses on average per game. Rovers, 382, considerably less than that of Burnley. A lot of long balls coming at you from Rovers and 19 crosses as well, trying to work the ball into the box. As for passes against, on average, the opposition for Burnley, 382 passes, which is pretty much identical to Rovers. 52 long balls and 19 crosses for the Rovers side. 396 passes received on average for the visitors. 55% long ball, or 55 long balls and 20 crosses as well. What can we expect from the game? Well, have a look at it. Burnley's strengths coming into this game. They are scoring chances, counterattacks, creating chances through balls, creating chances through individual skill, protecting the lead and defending set pieces. Rovers, though, their strengths also counterattacks, finishing scoring chances, coming back from losing positions and creating chances through individual skill. Our weaknesses, defending long balls, protecting the lead, avoiding individual errors, and of course defending set pieces. Burnley's weaknesses, aerial duels. Let's hit them high and hit them hard, defending against attacks down the wings, and of course avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Their style of play is long shots, short passes, through balls often. They do mix up their 11 a little bit. They're going to have to this week. Aggressive. They play in their own half. They also play the offside trap. Rovers style, down the middle, consistent first 11, and we do also play in our own half. The forecast says Burnley, unfortunately, will score as a result of an opposition error. So it's likely leaning towards a home victory on this one. As currently, the table looks very pretty if you're from the blue and white side of Lancashire. We are currently third in the table. Burnley are fifth. A win or a draw for Rovers will see us above Burnley heading into the international break. If the season was to end today, Millwall, Luton and Cardiff would go down. Rovers and Burnley will be in the playoffs, and we probably would avoid each other in the playoffs. But that's, of course, just smoke and mirrors. It is a stacked, packed fixture list coming at you at the Championship this weekend with some other highlights starting off on Friday. Luton Town against QPR. Didn't they just meet in the Caterpillar Cup? They do meet again, this time around at Kenilworth Road. Then it's Cardiff, then it's Borough, then it's Coventry, then it's Norwich. But the highlight of the weekend is the East Lancashire derby. Burnley against Rovers. Millwall then take on Sheffield Wednesday, West Brom, Swansea, Portsmouth, Sunderland, that's a cracker. Leeds, Hull, Plymouth, Stoke, in the Schumacher derby, Oxford, Preston, Derby, Bristol City, Sheffield United and Watford will close out the weekend on Sunday. That is right. So let's talk about it. Let's sum it all up. What do we expect will happen in this one then? Well, in all honesty, this is just what we wanted. In all fairness, you play this game in November, you play this game in March, you play this game in the last game of the season in May, and it's going to go one way and one way only. That is Burnley victory, no questions asked. Even on the first game of the season, you play Burnley, we lose. It's madness. It's madness at Turfmoor. They don't even know what start 11 they're going to have. I don't think the coach knows who's going to be there. It's absolute madness. The team that started on Saturday could be stripped. Foster going, Brownell going, the goalkeeper going. You know, it could be all change. And if they were to bring in some new players, they're doing it the hard way. They are linked with, of course, Sadamento. They're linked with Hannibal Melsby. They're linked with Jaden Anthony. They've got to get those deals done. They've got to get the deals done in time and get them intertwined within this. So it's a perfect time for Rovers to get it right. However, we do have Ainsley Pears in between the sticks, and that is our weakest link. That's our Achilles heel, the goalkeeper. he can do some wonders. He does have a good game in him every now and again, but he is not starting material. We've got to realise that. Waggett's got to realise it. The people that matter who call the shots need to realise this. He is not a championship number one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, will he ever be? I don't know. I didn't think Jason Steele was a championship goalkeeper at number one. He just needed to earn his stripes. Right now, Pez has just been given his stripes, saying, you know what, here you go. You're the best of what we got right now. But let's get a true competitor for Pez. Make him work for it. Make him compete and try and be number one. Right now, he's gifted. There's nobody challenging him. Anywhere near being number one. So, he's not going to improve. Competition will improve him. That's where it is. So, with all that said, well, we will go with a cheeky 1-1 draw. That's right. And that will be the perfect tonic for us heading into the national break. We'll be above Burnley. We'll of course strike this one off the calendar and look forward to the next East Lancashire derby at our place, and hopefully, strike it lucky then. So yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence somewhat, but to be honest with you, that's a big win for us, and we will be celebrating much more than they will be. They of course will have it, a bit of a black mark on it, gets the name, heading into the international break, and they won't feel good about it. We'll feel great. We'll feel like we're top king of the world. So let's take it, move on, and roll on into that break, and of course, hopefully, with a bit of a smile on my face. That's it. Subscribe, smash the like, catch you later, but we are done.